All right, guys, what's up? It's the week 3 recap during week 4. I asked you to do some stuff with the human body and watch some videos and do some haiku. So, cells to reproduce, washing hands is what you do to stay safe from it. Hope you're doing some of that. Hope you're figuring out these routines. So, let's take a look here. That's what we're going to go over. So here we go. You guys did a pretty good job with the whole human body assignment thing. Most of you looked at the respiratory system and got it spot on that it's the oxygen in and the CO2 out. Most of you did a pretty good job. A lot of you also did the circulatory system or the muscular system and the skeletal system. Most people got that the heart and lungs work together to move oxygen throughout the whole body, and that was pretty good. A lot of people got the muscular system and the skeletal system and tried to put those together. And the biggest thing that people got incorrect here when they did this is that they talked about the muscles and they talked about them protecting things or holding things together, which is not totally wrong. But the biggest thing that muscles do is they are cells that allow movement to happen. So there's muscles in your heart, cardiac muscle, there's smooth muscles in your organs, and then there's skeletal muscles, which is what we're pictured here. Um, and they attach to your bones, and because your bones have joints, they allow for movement. A lot of you talked about protection for the joints or said that the skeletal system allow provides movement, and the skeletal system doesn't provide movement. So it provides these things, the structure, it allows for movement, but the muscles do the movement. So a little bit of clarifying there for a lot of people. Some of you went over the integumentary system, the idea of protecting your body's hair, skin, nails. Pretty good job there. Um, this is one example of someone kind of going out there and doing a really good job. They used some pictures with their explanation, and they talked about the immune system and the respiratory system, and they got it right that the immune system, if the lungs were to be infected, would kick in and start working. But there's no mention on this one of what the respiratory system does for the immune system or what they're doing together. They're talking about how the two systems might help each other, but not how the two systems work together. So in this example, this person did a good job of talking about the respiratory and nervous system, and they talked about both how the respiratory system provides oxygen that the brain needs, and the brain tells the respiratory system how much oxygen it needs so to breathe faster or slower. Um, and then it ends with the, if this didn't work, we would die, which we know, which was one of the big answers I wanted you to avoid while we were studying the human body. But so this is a little better on independence, but this was a really good reach. This was someone reaching outside their comfort zone and doing a good job. I also like that there were pictures. Good text, though. Good job. All right, haiku. In and out, you breathe. Viruses can multiply. Antibodies heal. So that's what we're kind of looking for as a society right now. Is can we find a way to help our bodies produce antibodies and fight this disease? Um, your immune system does get weak, and vaccines can help. We've got vaccines for all sorts of other stuff, and you get those as a kid. There's some people that choose not to vaccinate, and that's a whole other argument and debate. But most of us get shots. It's one of the reasons we check y'all in 7th grade and make sure that you have your shots. A scary time, but we will get through it, and the coronavirus spreads. So not quite the right syllables on the last line there. Coronavirus is already 5, but it is spreading. When viruses enter your immune system, gets weak, vaccines can help to cure. Yep. Coronavirus hurts your cells in many ways. That's COVID. It's starting to normally attack respiratory cells, but it is starting to show signs in some of the stuff I've read that it's attacking other cells in the body. You have to get corona to be able to not get corona, but in really low doses. I'm not sure if that's 575, but this is the idea of how a vaccine works. Is a vaccine introduces into your body a small amount of a virus, and it tells your body, hey, FYI, this is not good. Let's fight it. And then your body works to respond and attack the virus and not let it take over and invade cells. So let's go over some stuff from last week. Last week, we asked you to do some stuff on photosynthesis. if we were in class, I would have started you off with this question before I'd ever taught you anything about photosynthesis, and I'd have asked you, does the earth breathe? And I would have shown you this lovely picture, and you'd have been like, hey, it looks like lungs. Then I showed you a tree, and I showed you some lungs. Well, not really lungs, but the idea of breathing. You'd be starting to think, and I'd ask you, how are they connected? And some of you might say, they both are living things, or they both use oxygen, and we, clarify, and both of those are true statements. And I'd show you this picture, and I'd ask you, how are they related? And somebody would be like, well, one's in plants and one's in animals, yes. Well, no, mitochondria are in plants too, yes, but I don't know, Mr. Eisinger. Well, let's keep going. I'd then show you this diagram, and someone would be like, the same things keep showing up: carbon dioxide, water, glucose, energy. It looks like energy is going up and down, or not sure. So going in, we got light, carbon dioxide, and water going in, and oxygen appears to be coming out of the plant. I asked you, have you figured it out yet? And I'd show you this. So here's the deal. Photosynthesis and respiration are reciprocal relationships. We take in carbohydrates and oxygen when we eat. We take them to our mitochondria, and we produce some energy and some carbon dioxide. That's respiration. Cellular respiration. Plants take in the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, the water in the environment, and they take sunlight in, and they produce carbohydrates and oxygen into the atmosphere. We breathe, we eat. This is a nice balanced cycle. That's photosynthesis. So you take raw materials and essential requirements, and you get products. And this is really important because it's the foundation of energy in our environment, in our ecosystems, which is why we have chocolate chip cookies. So if you haven't watched the chocolate chip cookie video, watch the chocolate chip cookie video. It's fantastic. It's great. It's going to be the one that's going to set us up for what we're going to do next week, which is talk about food chains and food webs and the transfer of energy within the ecosystem. So what have I been doing to keep busy? Well, when I'm not sitting at my computer, I am usually doing something with my kids or riding my bike. Here, I met up with a friend, and we definitely stayed 6 feet away. In biking terms, I dropped him. In other words, I rode off and passed him. This was Easter. My kids are actually happier than they look. My daughter is still in a cast. She broke her leg. She's healing great. She's ecstatic about finding eggs because she already got some. When I asked my boys to take pictures, they're kind of like, really, Dad? Dave is over there on my right, on the left side of the picture, is really not excited about the picture taking process. But they were excited about eating homemade chocolate popsicles. So that's my world. Oh, congrats to week 3. Both third period and seventh period had 100% completion in their work. That's the first week of distance learning where 2 class periods have rocked 100% participation. So good job with the work. Let's go over and kind of give you a preview of this week. Ryder, my older son, is a 2nd grader in Ms. Davis's class, but I made him enroll in my class so I could see what you see, because what I see as a teacher is a little bit different. Here's your week 4 assignment. You've got some vocabulary and some energy flow reminders. You've got an attendance thing. Let's go over here and do the vocabulary assignment 1. When you do this, you get this view. You've got the slides to look through. You've got a video to watch. Open it and type the roles. So how do I open it? I could click here, or you can view the assignment, and then it says your works right here. So here's the deal. You click on this, And now you get the document. Directions, label. Oh, producer, consumer, decomposer. So the hawk is a consumer, a carnivore, and a heterotroph. I logged in earlier and did it, but it's as simple as going here. Okay, grass. Grass makes food, so it's a producer, and those all apply to consumers. So it's a producer and an autotroph, and I would type that in. As I close this down, you come back over here and you can turn it in, and you'll attach. One attachment will be submitted for, and you know, hit turn in. I'm not going to turn Ryder's work in because he didn't do it yet, but that's how you turn it in. And then I see on my side that you turned it in. You guys are doing a good job of turning stuff in. The first couple weeks we were using forms. Now we're actually having you create an assignment or a file that I can look at. Um, I've got some rubrics for the human body one. I've been trying to return back to some of the classes, not all of them, but I'm going to get on it so you'll be able to see a score and a grade and figure out how you're doing. But again, let's congratulate the third period and seventh period. Good job. Keep going. I got some funny videos planned this week. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't found anything funny to do like last week in cookies.